Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. It's now the middle of December and so it is Christmas songs time. So I thought I would share my Christmas playlist with you. I'll show some singles, some LPs and a couple of CDs as well. And every year I create, like a data CD from MP3s so I can play in the car. So this is some of the songs that will actually go on it. I have a lot more Christmas music in the digital form, but obviously I can't show a digital file. So we'll start off with a couple of CDs. A lot of this is your standard fare, especially if you're in the UK. The 1970s was a great decade for Christmas party songs, and one of these in particular I love was actually Showaddy Waddy, Hey Mr. Christmas, which was a single in 1974. We had the single, I don't have it anymore, but it's on this 20 Greatest Hits CD. It never really gets a lot of airplay at this time of year. It doesn't get back in the charts like all the other Christmas singles, but I always think it's a really great song. It's a forgotten gem. This album here is this is so bad, it's actually really good. And this is Bob Dylan's Christmas in the Heart. And whenever I found out he was releasing a Christmas album, I couldn't believe it. I thought, no, you're taking the piss here. Sorry about the language. But this has got the fantastic must be Santa Claus. That's it. I love it. It's a great. It was actually a single, and it actually charted. I think it got to number 99 in the charts in 2008 or whatever when this came out. Brilliant, and there's a great song, Here Comes Santa Claus, on this as well. Yeah, I must get this in vinyl because it's good, but it's bad. His voice is so croaky, it's unbelievable, but I really do enjoy it. And the third CD I'm going to show, and this is the Pretenders, and this is 2000 Miles. Now this is the live version from the I Love You album. But the second song on this is a song called Happy Christmas, which is absolutely gorgeous. So if you ever see a CD single, I would get it. I don't think the Happy Christmas has ever been released on vinyl. I'm not sure, but I don't think it has. This is excellent. Okay, some of the 7-inch singles. We'll start off with Kate Bush, December Will Be Magic Again from 1980. Absolutely love it. The Kinks, Father Christmas. This is almost like, believe it or not, one of the first Christmas punk songs with Father Christmas. Give me your money, don't mess around with those silly toys. And it's a great wee riff to it from, I think it's 1977 this was released. Fantastic song. The Kinks, Father Christmas. This is Stiff Little Fingers at the Edge, but on the B side of this is called Silly Encores. But really it's two songs. One is called Running Bear and the second song is White Christmas, and they do a punk version of White Christmas. Starts off, medium paced, and then halfway through the 1, 2, 3, 4 bit comes in and they race through it. Great live number. This here is played every Christmas. I still love it, and that's Slade's Merry Christmas Everybody. It's charted about 20 times since it's been released. It's made them a fortune. A #1 hit, straight in at #1 in 1973. Slower one which I like from 76, and this is Johnny Mathis, When a Child is Born. And everything goes at Christmas, so I'll just say that now because there's some stuff that it gets played. It's Christmas music and I enjoy it. So Johnny Mathis, When a Child is Born. The 1980s, old Shakin' Stevens with Merry Christmas Everyone. Not as keen on this, but still it's got that Christmas feel, so I do enjoy it. Steeleye Span, Gaudete or Gaudete, I don't even know how to pronounce the bloody thing. I used to think it was called Gaudette, but it's not. Gaudete. This is beautiful. It's very it's almost church sounding, beautiful. I think it's a traditional, traditional, arranged by the various members of the band. Steel Eye Span do get played a lot at Christmas for me for some reason. That old English folk, I just love it during the Christmas season. I did a video on these guys a couple of weeks ago, and that's the Wombles, and that is Wombling Merry Christmas. Glam classic, Wombles classic really. It's not really glam, but it's from 1974, #2 hit, brilliant. Elton John, Step Into Christmas. This charts now every year. It didn't do too well at the time. I don't know how it did in America, but it only got to about 20 something in 1973, so it was a bit of a disaster. But it does actually chart now. It's in the charts at the moment, along with a lot of these other ones. So yeah, Step Into Christmas, love it. And it's not often you have an acoustic guitar led Elton John song. This was supposed to have been released in 1975, but T-Rex, Mark Bolan, decided to shelve it, and it came out in 1982, 5 years after his death, and this is Christmas Bop. I think this would have actually charted if he had been brave enough to release it. He wasn't having great success by that time, but I think this would have charted. The song itself dates back to 1972, whenever there was a flexi disc sent out to the T-Rex fans, for the fan club, sorry, and there was an acoustic work in progress version of this, and they obviously finished it in 75. It's a good song. The lyrics are a wee bit silly, like it's Christmas, here comes the sun, we're going to have some fun. Well, here comes the sun's not really appropriate at Christmas. I would have thought it would be Christmas, here comes the snow, come on let's go, or something like that there, but who am I to argue? That's Christmas Bop, T-Rex. Slow one from 74, and this is Mud's Lonely This Christmas, and yeah, I really like this, always have. This is them pretending to be Elvis Presley, and I remember them on Top of the Pops. Instead of saying Merry Christmas everybody, or darling, wherever you are, they said Merry Christmas Elvis. So #1 hit from 74. This one got slagged at the time, but now a lot of people really like it, and I love it. I always have. Paul McCartney's Wonderful Christmas Time. Very simple but very effective, and it gets played a lot. And of course, if you have Paul McCartney, you have to have John Lennon's Happy Christmas, War Is Over, which is a great song, and it's only recently I realised it, or I found out that the melody of this was nicked from an old traditional song called Stew Ball, and you can hear Peter, Paul and Mary doing a version of it on YouTube. Bit disappointing, but still a great song. The weirdest combination out, and one of my favourites, and this is my favourite David Bowie collaboration, and this is Peace on Earth, Little Drummer Boy. Originally it was planned for Bowie and Bing to duet on Little Drummer Boy on Bing Crosby's 1977 Christmas show. However, Bowie hates the song Little Drummer Boy, so I'm not too sure who the guy is, but some guy was drafted in to write like a counter song, and that's where Peace on Earth came from, and mixing the two together, it sounds fantastic, it really does, and his voice is great on this as well. So that's recorded in 77. It was a #3 hit in 1982. Probably one of the most successful Christmas artists in the UK here anyway, and he's had so many Christmas singles, and he is a bit of a joke, but I love this, and this is Cliff Richard's Little Town. This was a hit in 1982. His biggest Christmas hit was in 88, Mistletoe and Wine, but I think this is an absolutely fantastic song, and this gets played every year, and I've never ever got fed up with this. Albert Hammond, one of my heroes, Under the Christmas Tree. It's not a bad song. It doesn't get played every year, but it does get, it's going on to the playlist this year. Really enjoy it. It is very 80s, this song, but still it's a good wee Christmas number, and I love Albert Hammond. Of course, from 84 we have Do They Know It's Christmas by Band Aid. Now there's so many, obviously there's so many different Band Aids now. There's Band Aid 2, and then there's Band Aid 20, and there's Band Aid this, there's Band Aid that. But the only other version of this I actually do like, believe it or not, is by Slade. And Slade do a version of their own on Crackers, the sort of Telstar party album, and it's the 7th song on side 2, and it's a really, really good version. I don't know if it was ever released on CD, because they did a Crackers party album on CD and they dropped it, and I don't know why. Probably because all the royalties had to go to the famine relief, and there's probably too complicated to put it on. But yeah, Do They Know It's Christmas? Great stuff. So that's Slade's party album. Come to think of it, the second issue of the CD did have it on, I think. But anyway. Next up, not originally meant to be a Christmas single, but it's now regarded as a Christmas single, and this is Jona Lewie, Stop the Cavalry, with his dubba dubba dum dum dubba dubba dum. Great song. Bought this in 1980 when I was 14. Brilliant. And of course, Boney M and Mary's Boy Child. You know, I love it. And I think it's like a double song with Oh My Lord. It's two mixed together. And this was a huge hit. This is one of the 10 best-selling singles ever in the UK. Before Band Aid came out. I think it's still in the top 10, I'm not sure, or just slightly below the top 10, but this sold by the bucket load. And lastly, with the singles, we have Mike Oldfield's in Dulce Jubilo. Again, I don't know how to pronounce it. And this was originally a B-side of the song Don Alfonso, I think. Which was not a hit, and then it was re-recorded and it became an A-side in 1975 and a top 10 hit, and it's a great little instrumental number. Okay, so a few LPs I'll show just to show some of the Christmas songs on them. This is Emerson, Lake and Palmer, The Works Volume 2, and this has Greg Lake's I Believe and Father Christmas on it. Beautiful song. This is the best of Chris Rea, New Light Through Old Windows, and this has got the magnificent Driving Home for Christmas on it as well, so love that song. Elvis Christmas album. I think this is the very first Elvis record I've shown on the VC, and the song off this I really like is Blue Christmas. The whole album's actually quite good. But as Blue Christmas gets picked every year. This one, not the original cover, this is an 80s version of it, but this is the Phil Spector's Christmas album, and you could pick any one of these. They're all fantastic, but normally Winter Wonderland or Frosty the Snowman or Santa Claus Is Coming to Town are always picked. So Phil Spector's Christmas album. And of course, I've only recently acquired this, and this is the Beach Boys Christmas album. Little Saint Nick is the big one off this. In fact, I'm going to actually play this today because I'm not really that familiar with it, apart from Little Saint Nick. And of course, a little bit of Andy Williams and The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Absolutely adore it. And I've shown this album before, and this is Nick Lowe's Quality Street, and the one I normally pick off this is Christmas at the Airport, although I do like his version of Silent Night as well. And he does actually a version of my favourite Christmas single, which I'm going to come to next. So this is Quality Street by Nick Lowe. So my favourite Christmas single of all time, and that is Wizards' I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day. I just love it. I just think it's absolutely brilliant. There we go. And this, it didn't get to number 1. This was in number 5, I think this got to, or number 4, something like that. And while this was in the charts, Slade's Merry Christmas Everybody was number 1. So those two songs were released the same year, and they're both in the charts now. And my favourite Christmas album of all time, and nothing will top this, this just brings back so many Christmas memories, because my parents had this as a kid. And this is Jim Reeves' 12 Songs of Christmas. My favourite slow song, Christmas song, is on this, Silver Bells. I absolutely love this, and I only recently got this mono copy with the flip backs. I've actually got about 4 copies of this album, and they're all scratched to hell, so they are, but this one is in perfect nick, and it cost me about £3 or £4, and it is absolutely brilliant. So that's my Christmas playlist for this year. There'll be other songs, as I say, that are MP3s on the list. So really, it all remains for me to say is I wish everybody a very happy and peaceful Christmas, and I'm sure I'll have some more videos before the actual Christmas day itself. So that's me for now. All the best now. Bye bye.